Want to go to General Jack Keane on all these developments in general. If I could talk to you about this Germany thing and this tank thing where they're withholding sending these tanks to Ukraine. I don't know the issue. Maybe they're signaling to us whether we're going to provide some of our Abrams tanks and all the rest, but they're getting other NATO members concerned. Are you concerned?
Yes, I am, and I'm really surprised by the administration here because they're taking such a narrow view of this issue. We're not providing Abrams tanks, stated reason, because they're a logistical and maintenance challenge. And I got that. They certainly are all of that. But it's like we're behaving as a technocrat versus seeing what the Germans want, Neil, is political cover. They want the Americans to provide the tanks first, and then they will release the Leopard tanks not only in their country, but in the other European nations who also have Leopard tanks, and they're preventing them from being exported. Once they get that political cover, there's 2,000 Leopard tanks there, and 300 of those will likely wind up in the hands of the Ukrainians. And for the life of me, the administration should see the political reality of what this means for the Germans, get over the frustration with them, and let's facilitate getting some nominal amount of Abrams tanks in the Ukrainians' hands. And by the way, Neil, if you ask the Ukrainians, would you take the logistical nightmare of the Abrams tank and its maintenance problems versus no tank? You know what the answer is. They'll take the tank. Of course they will. So let's get on with giving them a nominal amount, release the Leopard tanks. And why is this so important? Operationally and tactically, it's significant. The Russians are covering a 13-kilometer defensive line. We can penetrate that, but they need the penetrators. That's tanks and infantry associated with them in infantry carriers. The infantry and the infantry carriers can't do it by themselves. They need the tanks. And that is critical to an offensive operation that the Ukrainians want to start.
Now, I'm not, seeing, any huge divisions within NATO, but I am seeing a little bit more questioning from NATO countries. The German situation is probably the most glaring example. But I'm wondering if patience is wearing thin as we approach the one-year anniversary, General, even in our own country, among this group of conservative Republicans who were able to have great sway over Kevin McCarthy to start examining how much we're given to Ukraine and whether in a couple of their cases, and they've been on my show, whether it's even worth giving more money. Some of them are saying, no, it's not. Does this worry you?
Well, yes, certainly there's a concern, but the Europeans, by and large, have really stuck together. I mean, I've been surprised by the unit that they have, and they're unveiling a fairly significant commitment within their own resources, to give to the Ukrainians. And certainly this it's very commendable what the administration has given up in this new $2.5 billion package. It's quite significant, although it's without the tanks for the reasons we discussed. I think this is an issue that should be discussed in front of the American people and the Congress in the United States. We are supporting the Ukrainians in a war, and we're trying to stop Russia from moving throughout Europe. I think and we're not putting any troops on the ground, but we're giving them equipment that costs the American taxpayers some dollars. We got to make certain that the American taxpayers know full well that there is going to be full accountability here. And I think that's a worthy discussion that should be taken.
So real quickly, General, and this concerns, as we approach the one-year anniversary and plans by Zelensky to try to speak to the UN, he's obviously concerned about getting his weapons, getting his tanks, no matter who they're from, and that he's going to run into some resistance. And Vladimir Putin is playing this with gains in the east part of the country, not robust gains, but sort of a wear-him-down strategy. Does it worry you?
Yeah, I mean, where Putin is, he knows he can't take this country quickly like he thought he could a year ago. So he's got a strategy for a protracted war. He wants to outlast the Ukrainians, break their will, destroy their physical infrastructure, which obviously he's been doing every single day in front of our eyes, and then also wear down the United States and European political support for this endeavor. He thinks that strategy in the long run will work, and he knows full well that he has more people that he can put into the fight than the Ukrainians can, given the size of his country and its population base. And he's likely going to mobilize another 500,000 this year to be able to do that. Some think he's actually planning an offensive operation, and I'm kind of curious as to why the CIA director, Burns, flew in to see Zelensky recently, likely to give him some insight into what the Russian plans are. And we have had very good intelligence on those plans. So yes, we do have concerns about time here. The time is now 2023 for Zelensky to take as much territory back as he possibly can, and he needs the tanks and other things to do that.
Got it. General, thank you very much, and thank you for your incredible service to this country as well. General Jack Keane on all of that.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.